You're watching News 12, as local news gets, serving Westchester and the Hudson Valley.
And this is News 12. Thanks for joining us at this 11 o'clock hour. I'm Scott McGee. Let's take a look at some of the stories we're following for you today, starting with a developing story out of Yonkers at this hour. We are learning police were called to 53 Glenwood Avenue, where a woman was found dead. Chopper 12 is over the scene. You see the pictures there. Police on the scene investigating. We are hearing at this point that a woman was shot. Right now, Warburton is closed from Glenwood to Lamartine. However, information is still very tight-lipped at this point. News 12's Grace Noon is heading to the scene right now, so stay tuned to News 12 and News12.com as we continue to track this story for you. Well, police are also investigating another mysterious death, this one in northern Westchester. The still unidentified body was pulled from the waters off Park Street in Peekskill yesterday from a small brook there. News 12's Lisa LaRocca is back on the scene for us this morning. Lisa.
Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Police are saying they do not believe that foul play was involved in this, but they are still trying to identify the man as well as the exact cause of death. A section of Park Street in Peekskill had to be cordoned off Tuesday after a body was discovered in McGregory Brook just before 11 in the morning. Police say a passerby spotted the body of a man wearing a red jacket floating in the shallow water. Investigators could be seen putting on boots and wading into the brook as they work the scene. Some people in the area tell News 12 heavy drinking seems to be a problem here and are wondering if that played a role.
I see it on my street all the time where I'm helping somebody off the pavement, from falling, and they just drink too much.
But at this point, police say the exact cause of death is under investigation, and the man was found with very few personal items, making it difficult to try and identify him.
It's bad.
And the medical examiner is now trying to determine the exact cause of death. Of course, as we get more information on this investigation, we'll be sure to pass it on to you. We're in Peekskill. Let's go back to the studio.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, police in Yorktown are asking for your help finding a missing man who was last seen wandering away from his group home. Police say 34-year-old Stephen Lorenz, you see his picture there, was last seen yesterday morning on Tuesday at the St. Jude Institute group home along Croton Lake Road. He was wearing an orange coat, dark pants, and carrying a green lunchbox. Westchester County and State Police searched that area by air and by foot. They also spoke with neighbors and checked area hospitals. If you do have any information on his whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Yorktown Police Department. Well, the investigation continues this morning into last week's deadly explosion in Manhattan at a building owned by a Rockland woman. Investigators say Maria Hernenko's house in Palisades were removing bags of what appears to be shredded papers. This is video recorded Monday by the Daily News outside the home of the landlord of that East Village building. Neighbors say she was living on that quiet cul-de-sac for years.
I know her as a neighbor. I waved to her. She seems to be a good person.
There's no official word on what was inside the bags and whether they had anything to do with the building or the explosion. We'll continue to follow that story. Police are now in custody, 4 people in custody by police this morning for allegedly robbing the Tourneau watch store at the Westchester Mall. This is surveillance video of when it happened. Prosecutors have charged a woman and 3 men with last summer's smash and grab robbery of 7 watches worth about $300,000. White Plains police say the foursome are part of a national crime ring out of Michigan linked to at least 40 other similar thefts across the country. New this morning, lawmakers in Albany passed a $142 billion budget that includes new spending on schools, changes in teacher evaluations, and new ethics disclosure rules for lawmakers. The Senate passed the budget late last night, and the Assembly wrapped up early this morning, just hours after the start of the new state fiscal year. The legislation increases state aid to public schools by $1.4 billion, and new teacher evaluations will require firing those found to be ineffective for 3 years in a row. The new ethics rules will also require lawmakers to disclose any money earned from outside jobs. All right, let's take a look at our weather with meteorologist Bryson Van Eck. And Bryson, still, man, it's just chilly every day.
It is, but we got some better weather to talk about, Scott. We're going to be up near 50 today, and then tomorrow we're going to flirt with that 60-degree mark, so we do have some better spring weather on the way. You'll notice hyperlocal temps as of the 11 o'clock hour. As Scott was saying, though, still a bit chilly out there. We are all above freezing, but most of us still in the 30s. Millwood, you're up to 40 now, but we're lagging a bit behind in Brewster. 34 for you as of 11 a.m. It's 37 in Yonkers and White Plains, 36 in Congers and Sloatsburg, 38 right now for you in Chester. Live radar is dry. We have been dealing with a few extra clouds around this morning, but you'll notice as of the 11 o'clock hour, hyperlocal satellite map showing a lot of those clouds exiting on off to our south and east. We do have clear sky to our north and west, so I do expect more in the way of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Your hyperlocal forecast for the afternoon: sun and clouds, breezy but pleasant. Temps will be up near 50 degrees, normal high 52, so pretty close to where we should be. Conditions will stay dry into this evening. 9 p.m. partly cloudy, still chilly. Temperature near 41 degrees. Again, some better weather on the way. I'll be back with another check of your weather in 7 minutes. Scott.
All right, thank you for that, Bryson. Well, a huge honor for a teenager originally from Middletown who truly overcame the odds. Gabriel Sanchez is now the Grand Marshal for the 11th annual Go the Distance Walk for the Maria Ferrari Children's Hospital in Valhalla. Check him out. That 13-year-old celebrated with his family, teachers, and classmates at his current school in the Bronx. Now, just 2 years ago, Gabriel was fighting for his life, crippled by a rare immune disorder.
I feel very excited for being the Grand Marshal, and I can't wait to lead all those people.
Good for you, Gabriel. Well, Gabriel received treatment and is now free of the disease. The Go the Distance Walk, by the way, takes place May 3rd in Valhalla. You're watching News 12. We are as local news gets. You're watching News 12. I'm Scott McGee. A Bronx man got 10 years in prison for firing a gun in a residential area in Newburgh. 31-year-old Devage Frazier was found with a revolver on Dubois Street last year, right after officials got reports of 3 shots fired. Well, police say the gun showed he had fired 3 rounds. They say Frazier tried to run but was caught after a short chase. There's still no word now on what caused a fire in Ossining that left 6 families homeless. Firefighters arriving at the building yesterday morning found smoke billowing from the bathroom wall of the top floor apartment on Secor Road. Flames quickly spread to the attic. It took firefighters about 45 minutes to knock it down. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Well, a beloved Orange County coach who died saving 3 drowning kids is being hailed a hero today as family and friends prepare for his funeral. A strong wave took 47-year-old Joe Rosario under the surface Saturday in Puerto Rico, where he had been vacationing with his family. Witnesses say he jumped into the water to save his 12-year-old son and 2 friends from a strong current and had just finished putting one child safely onto a rock when he was pulled under himself. Neighbors say they're not surprised he died a hero.
He is such a good man. I tell you, he loved all the kids in the neighborhood. He's the only one outside playing with the kids, his kids, everybody. There is no words. It's too much emotional for everybody.
Well, Joe Rosario leaves behind his wife, that son he saved, and a teenage daughter. His funeral is being planned for next week in Washingtonville. Connecticut lawmakers are proposing toll booths along the New York-Connecticut border on I-95, but some are calling that proposal a huge mistake. U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer says the tolls will cause traffic tie-ups on I-95 and create congestion on exit ramps and local roads in Port Chester and Rye. Connecticut will release a study on the proposed tolls next month, which is why Schumer says it's essential New Yorkers speak up now. And New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has now banned any state-sponsored travel to Indiana. That's in response to the recently passed Religious Freedom Restoration Act in that state, which many believe gives permission to discriminate.
Had this law been about legalizing discrimination, I would have vetoed it.
Well, that was Governor Mike Pence yesterday making a comment after a massive backlash from across the nation to Indiana's new law, like what Governor Cuomo did. The measure protects Indiana businesses from lawsuits if they refuse service to customers based on religious values, but many believe that opens the door to discriminate against the LGBT community, including the executive director of the Loft in White Plains.
We hate to have to think we have to get a map out and look at the nation, and if we're planning to travel, zigzag around states that don't permit us to be who we are, and we're everywhere.
Well, a host of celebrities, businesses, and organizations have spoken out against the law. The NCAA basketball tournament is about to get underway in Indianapolis, even threatening to move future events from Indiana. Look at your weather. Here's meteorologist Bryson Van Eck with some good news.
Yes, finally, Scott, some good news to talk about. Up near 50 today, and then many of us going to flirt with that 60-degree mark tomorrow. You'll notice satellite map, 11 o'clock hour. We have been dealing with some extra clouds this morning, but those clouds are in the process of moving away, so you will notice extra sun in our sky as we head into the afternoon here in Westchester, Rockland, Orange, Putnam, and southern Dutchess counties. Hyperlocal temps for you as of the 11 o'clock hour, 41 in Yonkers, 36 in Peekskill, 39 currently for you in West Nyack. Temperatures again will top out in the upper 40s to lower 50s this afternoon, right around 50 under that mixture of sun and clouds. Bit of a breeze out there, so continue to grab the jacket. Tonight, partly cloudy and cold with an overnight low of 31 expected here in the Hudson Valley. Now, tomorrow is the day we've been waiting for, folks. Sunny sky with highs up near 60. Stick around. I'll be back with your full 7-day forecast in 5 minutes. You are watching News 12.